time once again for another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast. My name is Chris Salona, and I am here with Ethan Shalloway, and we are bringing episode number 225 to you, wherever you might be in the world. Ethan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. It just, I don't know. It feels like we just recorded. It feels like we were just talking.
It's been a quick turnaround, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're recording this on a Wednesday. I guess we recorded on Saturday, something.
I think right? So. Yeah, I think we did Saturday to Wednesday.
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. I'm actually about to head over to Memphis and compete over there for the weekend. And my brother's coming in. Exciting weekend plan. It'll be good track and field event, and then I'll be making a road trip and driving home. So see some friends and see some family when we get home. So yeah, man, I finished up work for the day. Worked a quick half day. Got out of there.
Yeah.
Got my oil changed. Got some lunch, dude. All I gotta do is throw some shit in the car, and I'm on the road.
You've dotted all the I's and crossed all of the T's, man. It feels good to be prepared, right?
It does. I almost stopped at the gas station just to buy my energy drink preemptively.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're really with it, that feels like the right thing to do. But then I think it's so much of a ritual of heading out on the road, and your first stop is to grab what you need directly before the driving begins.
Yeah, I filled up my gas tank last night just because I had to get some Zyn or something like that. So I was like, let me fill up. And but I held it off because I want it to be cold. I mean, it would be cold anyway. But I was like, I'll get it on the road. Exactly. I'll quick stop on the way out. I mean, a part of me, I don't really want to. I think I want to start with it. I need one right away. I didn't have my coffee this morning because I was out.
Yeah, gonna need that.
I only had 8 grams. That's not enough to make anything.
No, it's not. Times are lean, man. If you only got 8 grams.
Yeah, so I was out. So I was out of coffee. So energy drink will come in clutch.
Oh yeah.
What is your preferred energy drink these days?
Oh man,
and you can specify for what occasion because there are different purposes.
Yeah, I never when I go on road trips, I never buy energy drinks. I'll have a coffee in the morning or a coffee if the drive is in the morning, and then I'll grab a sody and I'll have a Pepsi Zero or something like that, or Coke Zero, whatever. Okay. But very very occasionally I'll grab one before I go and have a big lift, just because you get 20 ounces of something to sip on. While you're warming up and while you're starting to lift and whatnot. But I used to really enjoy the Bangs, but those are big, those 300 milligrams caffeine, that's a lot. I'm out on Celsius. I don't really like Celsius that much anymore. The flavor, the taste doesn't really do it for me. It's even the carbonated ones, it's half carbonated. They can't pick a lane, it seems like.
They have non-carbonated?
They do. They have non-carbonated Celsius. I think there's 2 or 3 flavors. There's not many of them.
That's wild.
Yeah. I've never had one, but I have seen them. I can confirm. I've seen them out in the wild. Reigns aren't bad. What's the does C4 do the Skittles and the Warhead ones, or that's a Ghost or something? Ghost is another brand.
Ghost is a new
one. Those
yeah.
are all fine. I mean, I'm not married to one particular brand. I'm not I actually, we've talked about this before, and I know you are a fan of them, but I don't really like Red Bull that much. It's not something that I would purchase if I was making the purchases, if you will. But do you have is Red Bull's your tried and true?
Yeah, Red Bull's always been my favorite. I like their brand a lot. I like all the shit that they do. I've been to a Flugtag event where they just basically run off a platform with and try to fly, which is pretty
one of
crazy.
These times they're going to do it.
Yeah. And so I like that, but and I like that it comes in 8-ounce cans, because
that's fair. Yeah.
I really don't need more than 8 ounce. If you buy a 20-ounce drink, you're going to drink it all eventually. So
right.
It's just safer to buy less, and it costs
less caffeine in a Red Bull than a Reign or a Bang. Those are 200-300 milligrams usually.
Yeah. Believe it or not, my coworker, he is a NOS-aholic.
Oh, dude, the NOS.
Dude, he drinks 5 NOSes a day.
Isn't the cap of it? It's you're opening a petrol can or something.
Well, yeah, they do. I do love that aspect. The Monsters have those as well, but yeah, they have the
Get
big
the rally
NOS.
cars out.
And I take swigs of his NOS quite a bit, because I'm always let me steal a swig, and it is It's pretty solid. It's actually really solid. I like the flavor.
So you're saying I should check one out?
I'm saying if you're
All
not,
right.
if you're a free agent when it comes to the energy drinks, then like it's good to mix in there. It actually, I was like, there's got to be a ton of caffeine. There's only 160 milligrams of caffeine.
Thank God.
in the like the 16 ounce or something.
Oh,
so that
interesting.
So that's like half a bang. The bang is like definitely. Like,
I don't need to put
focuses you
300
up.
milligrams of caffeine in my body at one time. That's the thing that I don't like about.
It always gets you go like that one. Like you feels like a pre-workout always. That one like really gets you like amped and focused and whatnot. Yeah. So like they definitely have a purpose.
Yeah.
I definitely like Red Bull.
Yeah, I try to keep it lately. The last like couple of years, I try to keep it kind of light on the caffeine before lifting, and even like coffee in the morning. Like more often than not, like if I want something when I go to the gym, go to work out, I have some pre-workout at home, and like one scoop is like 140 milligrams. So like I'll do like a half scoop or like 2/3 of a scoop just to have something. But I don't. I think that chapter in my life is closed. Of like, you know, have 2 coffees in the morning, grab a bang, and head to your 10 a.m. lift in college. You know.
Yeah. Oh man.
What times they were though.
Yeah. I agree. I don't like being like, I don't need that anymore. Like it's a different feel in the weight room nowadays.
Yeah. Well, we're all a little older than we were back then, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that you said that you denounced Celsius. I'm not a huge Celsius fan.
No, I don't like it that much.
The flavors, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think you should be habitually drinking any of those.
Right.
You know.
No, there's it's a part of the ritual. Like, yeah, you got a big lift, you get an energy drink. That's fun. You got a road trip. I like grabbing an energy drink I'm a coffee guy though. I'm always getting coffee on the road. Mm-hmm. But like, I do like throwing in an energy drink. Like if I'm doing an adventure or something, like it's good. It feels right.
Mm-hmm.
And the Reigns are pretty good. They got this new line, like the white cans, this like Reign Storm or something like that.
Interesting.
And they have one citrus zest flavor.
Okay.
And it's pretty solid. I'm kind of jonesing, and I think I'm going to go with that for I think that's going to be my pick.
Well, I expect a full report from the road here in a few hours because you're getting on the road right when we're finished with this show, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It's awesome. About 4 hours, so
yeah, that's good stuff. Well, glad we could fit it in. And some weeks it's hard to figure out what the topics are going to be, and some weeks it's incredibly easy to figure out what the topic's going to be. And this one was definitely handed to us, although not the news that I wanted. I'm pretty bummed about the news that Matt Cameron has decided to step down from Pearl Jam after 27 years. And Ethan, as we were talking before, no longer can anyone say that we are posers as it relates to Pearl Jam or grunge, because we have lived through a Pearl Jam drummer transition. So we finally did it. I was like 2.5 when Jack Irons had enough in '98. So that's not really gonna, that's not one that I can ascribe to. So this is my first one, and it sucks. I'm really sad about this.
Yeah, this one hurts. This is actually a pretty big deal. I mean, 27 years is a long time to be with the band. I mean, as we'll get into it, he is Seattle's drummer. Like, I mean, he was in everything, and he played. He helped. He knew everybody. He played in multiple bands and just random stuff. And yeah, he was involved, and like just an absolute pillar in the community.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going to be dedicating the episode to that and just kind of waxing poetic about how much we love Matt Cameron and how much we're going to miss him. But we're able to do that because of the support that we receive here on the show, and through our community of supporters, we're able to continue to put out this show. And if you don't know, we have a Patreon, which is linked in the show notes. We have a $2, $5, or $10 tier. You can subscribe, you can join at any of those tiers, and all of your money that you give us will go to help keep the lights on here at Grunge Bible Podcast HQ. If you're feeling more enterprising than $2, $5, or $10, you can choose your own monthly giving amount route, as 2 individuals have, as we will get to in a little bit. And who knows, maybe you might feel like you want to become top dog. So Patreon is down in the show notes, as is the link to our merchandise. But other than that, any sort of listening, commenting, reviewing, sharing, subscribing, following, creeping on, just anything like that is important. You know, we got to keep this thing going here a little bit. So I would like to thank our top tier supporters over on Patreon, and we start way up at the top with Abraham is the cutest bass town ever, the top Patreon supporter. That Abraham is followed by the Cracker Man, and then the rest of our $10 top tier Patreon supporters are A Bit Dusty, Black Hole Sean, Doug Endy, Eddie Vedder got me through my second divorce, Heidi in Chains, Gochu John, Jamie Lynn, Jade Mercado, King Buzzo Stole My Hair, Carlene Salona, The Michael Dooley Project, Nikki Six, Russell, Seattle 4 Fanboy from New Jersey, Sherry Matthews, Ultra Mega OK, and What the Fuck is Up Denny's. So thank you everybody once again for your continued support around these parts. We are very grateful for it, and it means quite a lot to us.
If you're out there listening and you've been, tantalized by the idea of becoming a Patreon member, well, you have to. It's actually we're requiring somebody to join before the next podcast, or we're done.
Or else we're done. We're throwing away our mics.
We like to change our tactics. Sometimes it's guilt. Sometimes it's sometimes
it's just inspiring hope. It's basically the Dennis system. And this is our separate entirely. Like, if you don't give us money, we will separate entirely.
New season of Always Sunny just started last night, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Last night? Yeah. No kidding. I mean, we've demonstrated our value.
Seating. We've demonstrated our value, but like right now we're putting an ultimatum. We're threatening right now. This is our tactic for the week.
Ethan's going to the bully pulpit right here. Yeah.
Like we're going to be done. So like somebody ring the bell. Here. Somebody ring the bell for us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, well, until that time, this could be the last Grunge Bible podcast episode. So let's make it a good one here. And you want to start with some This Day in Music action, huh?
Yeah. I'll let you take the first one.
Yeah, I'll lead off here. On this day in 1912, way back in 1912, the great Woody Guthrie was born. One of the, I would say, the fathers of American folk music, modern American folk music, had his influence on everybody from Pete Seeger to Bob Dylan to Bruce Springsteen to everywhere in between. And he was the author of the song that I think a lot of us learned when we were in pre-kindergarten or kindergarten, the This Land Is Your Land song. Very, very important. Woody Guthrie passed away in 1967, but still, one of the titans of folk music and a legend of his time and of our time. And his music is definitely not waning in importance or symbolism. I think it's great music for the current times.
Dude, I used to love singing that song in elementary school.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Your land.
Yeah, dude, it's an absolute banger.
Land. From California to the New York Islands. Can't remember the rest.
Dude, it's so good, man.
Yeah, it's good. Good. That's a solid. That's why you lead off. You get a nice ball in play. Get to first base with that one.
Absolutely.
Moving up another 68 years, 68, 68 years.
68 years.
1980. Former Beatles and Rolling Stones manager Alan Klein begins a 2-month jail sentence for tax evasion. Classic. This is
who hasn't gone to jail for tax evasion?
Yeah, back in the day.
Who among us?
He's the same guy that refused to issue clearance to the Verve and the Bittersweet Symphony saga that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So, I guess he got what he deserved.
He did, yeah.
Because even
though he refused the clearance 25 years after he went to prison.
It's karma. It's karma.
Yeah, it's reverse karma.
It's
like he went to prison and then he ended up doing something that was, it begot him the prison sentence. But yeah, we talked about that on episode 221, the Verve's Bittersweet Symphony writing credits controversy. So this prick, Alan Klein, was the one who decided not to release the clearance to the Verve. Also today, I didn't put it down, I really should have, but the Verve's lead guitarist was born on this day in, I believe, 1971. So the calendar sometimes likes to keep us in different zones, and I guess
Mr. Verve.
I guess we're in the Verve zone right now.
Great band.
Yeah, Nick McCabe is the guitarist, born July 14th of 1971. So happy birthday, Nick. Sorry about your song, but you have this convict, this tax felon to thank, Alan Klein. Anyways, Ethan, I want to give this next one to you because this is kind of in your wheelhouse too.
Oh, jeez. Imagine Dragons are in my wheelhouse. In 1987, the great Imagine Dragons lead singer Dan Reynolds is born. Is not a part of the Reynolds family from Always Sunny. He's not one of Dee's, not Dee's brother, Dee and Dennis.
Frank.
But Dan Reynolds, say what you want, but Imagine Dragons had their time, and
they had their time in the sun.
They put a number on rock and roll back in, if you'd call it rock and roll, back in the 2010s, and
yeah, dude.
They're going to be around for a while, Chris.
Hey,
and,
as we've said before, like, who wasn't listening to Night Visions in 2012 when that shit was popping off? We all were. I don't know why I felt that this was in your wheelhouse, but
I've been bringing them up a lot. Yeah, I can understand it.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to, I don't want to pass judgment or infer anything that isn't true. But I felt
Imagine Dragons
justified.
Like, they're one of the bands that they do this thing where they are really solid when they're first coming up. I'm not saying they're not anymore, but they switch it up, and they're much more poppy, and they're massive, so they're gonna do like the commercial things. And back when they were just kind of playing music, like they just were something special when they first started,
else, man.
Yeah, It's Time is always gonna be a banger. It's always gonna resonate with me.
Oh yeah,
last song, but I don't know. I'm probably not gonna. I definitely would go to a Coldplay concert before Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, 100%. I think Coldplay's touring right now. I think they were just in Toronto.
Dude, they're gonna be. They're the next U2. Them and the Killers, but the Killers are way better.
They're all vying to be Bono.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like the royal family.
It's up for grabs. Who wants it?
The royal family. They want to be next. They're next
exactly.
in line.
Oh man. Anyways,
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, we're all happy for him. So happy birthday,
Jason Mraz.
Dan Reynolds. He's no Jason Mraz. He's no Alan Klein.
Yeah,
definitely not. This next one is in both of our wheelhouses. And I did not give you Imagine Dragons one to steal this one from you. I was not paying attention. But okay, so on this day in 1988. And this was apparently, as I'm just finding out now, at the height of the Elvis is Alive mania, which my sidebar commentary, I don't think it's ever ended. I still think he's out there. I think he's alive still. But anyways, on this day in 1988, at the height of the Elvis is Alive mania, a Nashville radio station by the name of WYHY offered up $1 million cash to anybody who showed up to their studios with the king himself in tow.
That's an amazing bounty for.
I mean, I think they should have made it higher.
I'm sure that people showed up with like Elvis lookalikes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, somebody probably did like a very immersive ruse that like really, really got close to trying to pretend that it actually was Elvis, but it didn't obviously turn out to be. Because I think, people say that he's out with Tupac. Like hanging out in a submarine,
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, John Nirvana.
Yeah,
John Nirvana is out there somewhere.
This conspiracy. I wonder if there's at least one person that didn't die that actually like one.
I definitely think that there's a public figure out there. I don't know who. I don't know the circumstances. Also, like the operative term here being celebrity. Like at what level? I don't think any
superstars.
But I don't know. I mean, back in the day, dude, like heads of state used to do that all the time. Like, just be like, I'm dead, and then they'd show up like in another part of the country and be like, just kidding. Like, we're gonna run it back now.
Oh, I'm on vacation.
Yeah, I think people do that all the time to like escape, prosecution or the hangman's noose or what have you. Would I fake my death?
Yeah. You don't have to be famous. It's like
it's the age-old question: at what cost? I have to leave everything behind.
Like if you could go off the grid.
Yeah.
I was listening to something. Someone was talking about it's getting harder and harder to do this though.
Oh yeah. Well, this is like
as far as breaking out of prison.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to happen these days because
it's like serial killers too. Like it's not really going to happen like it used to. I mean,
back in the day, if you wanted to disappear, you could disappear.
you could do whatever you wanted back in the day. There was no DNA. There was no surveillance cam. You know,
there was DNA,
but we couldn't find it. There was no
It's true. You know, no cameras like now. There was cameras. And
there was no digital footprint. You know, there was no Find My Friends. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would do it. I don't think I would. I don't want to disappear and fake my own death. Yeah. Would you?
No. I don't. No.
I also like. I just like don't want to leave. Like I'm having a pretty good time, like as is right now.
Good.
So I don't really feel the need to run away necessarily.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's interesting. I think that if I was super famous, like that would probably get old. I don't think that I'm built for it.
No, I'm definitely not. So thankfully, we don't have to worry about that with Grunge Bible.
there's not a lot of signs saying that we would have to. Yeah,
we've got no problems in that regard.
Last thing I want to bring up for this day in music, it happened on the 5th, and we didn't happen. It's in the in between zone where Oversight. It already happened. But Ozzy Osbourne performs his final concert in Birmingham with Black Sabbath back in UK, where he's from. He's 76 years old. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2019, I believe, and this was it, right? I mean, the way that they're talking about it, we talked a little bit, like the way that they're writing about it. Like, I thought he passed away. I honestly did, but he's still alive, which is great. But he's not
still doing it, man.
Yeah, but he's like not. He's definitely, his health is not holding up.
Now is the time.
But he looks really old. So like, it was really special that like. Sometimes people get taken away too soon and you don't have like closure. This seemed really, really dang special.
Yeah.
There's 40,000, 50,000 people out there. There's a few videos. I mean, like his voice is, not in the best shape, but it's in the perfect shape for Ozzy to sing from his crown or from his throne that he sat on. And like, it was, I'm not, I'll be first to say, as far as Ozzy goes, like, I like him. I've heard the stories. I've listened to like some of his music, but I'm not like a massive deep dive Ozzy guy. And like, I don't know all that stuff. But there are like, I mean, he was an icon and he really paved the way. And like, I mean, he was a rock star,
dude.
He's a metal
bona fide rock star. And I totally agree with you in the sense that I think this was the perfect time. And I also am grateful for the fact that they were able to have this kind of crowning achievement retrospective celebratory event because there's obviously dozens of examples throughout music where people don't get to that point and something tragic happens, or you have the other side of the coin where people do 15 farewell tours and then a farewell book, and then they tour the book, and then they get back together with the band and do it again to another farewell. I think this one was very, very tastefully done. And similarly to you, I don't have the chops to be a metalhead, to really talk with great intelligence about it. But the fact that so many people from so many different age brackets, generations, nations came together and were very emotional about this thing. And from what I saw from it too, you got the feeling that the band and the people around the band were just as emotional and just as grateful as the fans and the crowd were. And I think that energy exchange is really special. And I don't think it happens all the time that those, the energies between those two parties are on the same level for an event like that. So it's really, really cool. And I'm glad that it got to happen. And I just read too that he's going to be coming out with a memoir now. So that keep in tune for that. That'll be really cool. Maybe I'll have to pick it up.
It sounds like it,
dude. Really rock good, memoirs are pretty sick. And as we were saying a couple of days ago when we were on the phone, like how every single member of Black Sabbath survived to be able to do this in 2025 is wild.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands that don't make it.
Yeah,
and if you had like a draft or something, the fact that Ozzy has made it this long is pretty incredible. Just hearing the stories and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the lineup was pretty unreal. Obviously, what a lineup they had for this. I mean,
what a lineup!
All the bands that were coming up. I mean, they had Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains was there, Anthrax, Mastodon. And then you had all your Steven Tylers, Billy Corgans, Ronnie Woods, and Jack Black, Billy Corgan, or I already said him. Sammy Hagar, Tom Morello is what I meant to say. So yeah, dude, they were Youngblood. Youngblood was he's kind of like trying to take the reins for him. So yeah, pretty awesome. And moving into the main topic of Matt Cameron, we almost had it set up. We're gonna have Eric Lederman come on and discuss, and like when it comes to these two things, like Ozzy Osbourne and Matt Cameron. And the stories behind
there
it.
There were ever two events that were there. You couldn't put two events together that would be more tailor made to having Eric on the podcast.
Like this, and like I said to him, there's going to be a lot of people talking about it. I mean, we're talking about it, but there's only one opinion that I want to hear right now, and that's Lederman.
Yeah,
and so we're going to get on. We're going to get him on the show, and all we're going to do is just rev him up and let him go. So stay tuned for like a proper breakdown. He was at the show. I knew before I even saw the picture, I knew that he was going to be at that show. So he flew over there and got to experience it. So we'll have a firsthand experience of that show, kind of go through everything. It'll be really cool. Then he's worked with Matt Cameron. He's had him on the show, and he's done stuff. So he knows Matt personally, and I don't know what type of info he has, but he has a lot of stories from the past. So that'll be good. We'll have that set up in the next month at some point. Not sure when. Obviously, it's a busy time for everybody. Sometime where we can
sit down and stretch our legs and do that conversation some justice.
I mean, we know, and you guys all out there know, if you've listened to us and Eric, it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah, absolutely. Buckle
like
up,
we're gonna be chatting.
Yeah, but they're also they're always among the best things we've ever put out, because Eric is just one of the greatest guys that we've gotten to meet through this, and grateful that he's become a friend of ours, and certainly one of the most knowledgeable people, I think, as it relates to those two things. Circle, So but it's funny, we recorded this on Saturday. We recorded the previous episode rather on Saturday, and getting up Monday morning, kind of getting in the swing of things. And then all of a sudden the news broke. I saw. I think I was on Instagram, and I saw Pearl Jam's post, and it was like statement from Matt Cameron. And as soon as I was like, fuck, I was like, please tell me somebody didn't die. And then, you're kind of like, your eyes are moving faster than your brain is interpreting what your eyes are seeing, kind of thing. But, the shot heard around the world came in the form of two statements, posted on Pearl Jam's account, Matt's account as well. And then, obviously everybody kind of read those words, but the message from Matt said, after 27 fantastic years, I have taken my final steps down the drum riser for the mighty Pearl Jam. Much love and respect to Jeff, Ed, Mike, and Son for inviting me into the band in 1998 and giving me the opportunity of a lifetime filled with friendships, artistry, challenges, and laughter. I am forever grateful to the crew, staff, and fans the world over. It has been an incredible journey. More to follow. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Peace and love, Matt Cameron. And then the band's message said, from being one of our first musical heroes in the band Skin Yard and the Mighty Soundgarden to playing on our first demos in 1990, Matt Cameron has been a singular and true powerhouse of a musician and drummer. He has propelled the last 27 years of Pearl Jam live shows and studio recordings. It was a deeply important chapter for our group, and we wish him well always. He will be deeply missed and is forever our friend in art and music. We love you, Matt. So I kind of feel simultaneously surprised and shocked, and also not that surprised and shocked, because, we're in the territory where everybody in the band is either, pushing 60 or already on the other side of it, with Matt being 62 and, having been drumming since the early 80s professionally. I mean, you got 40 years of, I think, the most intense musical effort that you can do, playing rock drums for 40 years. So it's not surprising that this day came, and I'm not surprised that it was coming, but still, it just stinks, man. Like, I love and adore Matt. I've always been impressed by him, and I'm so happy that I got to see him a few times with Pearl Jam over the years, and that I've been able to devour so much of his music that he's made. And he was just the most professional, versatile, reliable, talented and hardworking guy that I think you could ask for in a band. I mean, they plugged and played him into Pearl Jam on short notice when Jack Irons left the band during the Yield era in 98. And, whether it was going to be temporary or not, here we are 27 years later. We have nearly 3 decades of live memories, of studio performances, that I think, that group, they really hit their stride together with Matt, on the drum riser there. And man, how many memories they made together. It's so cool to think about, and I'm gonna miss him a lot.
Yeah, he he was our Pearl Jam drummer, right? I mean,
he was our Pearl Jam drummer.
He was the longest tenured one. I mean,
yeah,
he's.
He was with Pearl Jam longer than he was with Soundgarden when you stack up all the years together.
Yeah, and it's weird when he's not the original member, right? There's other circumstances where, you change a member and it's never the same.
Yeah.
And each position is different, but Matt really, he made it his own, and he was incredible for so many years. And as far as I'm concerned, he is. When people talk about Pearl Jam, they're gonna talk about, Matt, Jeff, Ed, and Mike, and
yeah. Just think of how many shows they played together.
And although he only joined in '98, I love the fact that he helped in 1990 play on the demos.
Yeah.
Like that makes it like he actually was there from the start.
Yeah.
And he was damn good. He was so good. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's like anytime a major sports figure retires or a musician retires, you start looking back into you give him the flowers properly and just like, dude, no, this guy still had it. This guy was so good. Like, you go through all the stats and stuff, and man, did we take Matt Cameron for granted? That's what it comes did we take him for granted? He really was like so special, and who's the legendary rock drummer now that we are thinking about? We lost Taylor for other reasons, and now Matt's gonna retire. I mean, it just
yeah.
Where
and
do we go now?
It's interesting too because you pose the question, did we take him for granted? And I think we came to expect his reliability and his consistency. But I remember even back in 2016 when we went to Fenway Park to see Pearl Jam together for the first time, like on the car ride home and like the next couple of days when we were chatting together shows. And we were talking to our friends who were Pearl Jam guys, we couldn't get over Matt. Obviously every single member of that band I think is incredibly talented and they have such synergy, but Matt did so much, I think, to propel the band from what they were in the 90s to what they became as one of the great touring acts, I think, to see in the 20th and 21st centuries, certainly from the United States, in the sense that he had a mastery, I think, of so many different things in the catalog, and he had the ability to play those tracks from the early 90s versus the kind of the weird stuff that they did on Riot Act, and he was writing stuff like that, and even so the stuff with the most recent record, and kind of looking back too with the press for Dark Matter, the band was so complimentary of Matt and of Matt's contributions to the record, of his playing on the record. And I think they did so much to give him his flowers in the moment, and especially on that last tour. And, who knows if we'll ever find out like when like Matt decided and when like it was known to the other guys in the band, like when it was going to be. And it's funny because like after something like this happens, everybody kind of goes back and looks at like, for example, their last show of the tour was in Pittsburgh, I think at the end of May or beginning of June. And people are analyzing the pictures and everything and the videos from the end. And like, the hugs with Matt that night were just a little bit longer, and like Stone and him toasted champagne. And like, they definitely knew at that moment, like I'm sure they'd known for a little while, but
I don't think he sprung this on them at all.
No. And like in a similar way, like the ethos of the Black Sabbath final show, like these guys, like while it didn't have the pomp and circumstance of like, hey, this is Matt's last go around with Pearl Jam, like I think it suits Matt so well that like his last tour with Pearl Jam was like very, very, very well done, received incredibly well by the fans and critics alike, and it was just like him out there, with his other bandmates doing what they did best. No fluff, no farewell tour, no special souvenirs from each city that they went to. They just went out, put on a great show, and then just went on to the next city. And I think like Matt was such a workhorse, man. And I think that close of his time with Pearl Jam is befitting of that quality of his.
Do you think that it was the correct way to go about it? Would you rather have had this is Matt Cameron's last few shows?
I kind of like the way.
Do you like that they
did?
They were just like, yeah, he's going to retire.
Yeah,
and
I kind of like this. I think it suits them, and I don't know that Pearl Jam would be the farewell tour kind of type. I don't think Eddie Vedder is a fan of that type of thing. So, and who knows how much time the band has left. I mean, this raises some very big questions for the band, like who's going to replace them? Like what, if anything, is Matt going to do? And like, I haven't really cared to think too much about any of that stuff lately. Like I'm not like trawling through the database of drummers who might be available to do this kind of thing. And I'm not like, oh, like what's Matt going to do? I don't know. Like Matt, like, Matt's 62. Like he's deserves to retire and to chill out a little bit before doing whatever his next move might be. So I'm really happy for him, and I'm really grateful that I was able to be a fan of this band. By this point, we started becoming Pearl Jam fans in 2015, 2014 kind of thing. So like we've been a fan of this band with this drummer for 10 years, and it's been a cool journey for us. And I mean, that pales in comparison to the journey that Matt's been on, obviously.
Yeah, I heard rumor has it Josh Freese has.
Oh, dude, this bullshit about like, oh, Pearl Jam is gonna is gonna hire Josh Freese and Matt Cameron is going to go to Foo Fighters. Like,
was there talk like that?
No, but everybody's just like doing like 2 + 2 = 4, connect the dots with like the two bands with drumming openings that they know of.
Okay, so
there's no merit to it.
If that did happen, first off, no, we're not big Josh fans. So him joining Pearl Jam would be kind of it would be the worst thing for me. I'll probably hate that. But if Matt Cameron would play with the Foo Fighters for a little bit, that would be sick.
He never would though, because one of do you remember when Taylor Hawkins passed away? Rolling Stone put out a very thoroughly, not thoroughly, that's the wrong word, but a very widely reported in terms of they talked to a lot of people close to Taylor Hawkins about like his time leading up to his death, and they talked to Chad Smith and they talked to Matt Cameron, and they both been quoted in the Rolling Stone article saying that Taylor just felt like the tour schedule for Foo Fighters was just too much and he was falling apart, and that he needed to talk to the band about it. And Matt empathized with that, and it was like, people don't realize how hard it is to be a drummer, and like it's not realistic to be in your 60s and playing 70, 80, 100 shows a year.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and then there was obviously blowback to it and controversy, and Matt and Chad both apologized and said that they were misquoted by by Rolling Stone. So assuming there might be some fallout from that, but also taking what Matt was initially quoted as saying, and that like, hey, like this shit's really hard and like nobody wants to do that. Like the Foo Fighters are always out there touring, so like that's a non-starter.
Yeah, even
I wouldn't want him to.
Years, I mean, I'd like to see him play with him, but yeah, he would never like going on tour with the Foo, because I mean, yeah, Dave just yells for like 3 hours, and
yeah, it doesn't fit Matt's vibe.
Yeah, unless Dave really changed up how he did concerts, but that's probably not going to happen.
Matt's better than that.
What, to play with the Foo?
I said it.
Yeah, they're both. I don't know.
That man's heading to relax. I don't think he wants to get on with more commitments. There's also been speculation about like what this means, and like, is the unfinished Soundgarden project coming soon now that like Matt's out? Yeah. Who knows? I have no idea about any of this stuff. And then I think the most annoying thing to me about this is everyone's like, they better call up Dave Abbruzzese and get him back into the band.
I'm in,
dude. So Dave put out a really quite the statement on social media.
It was a drum tape of him playing all the new album.
Yeah, basically. Shoot, where is a really long statement? I just had it.
It's fine. I'm excited to hear about what he says about it.
Yeah, I just found it if you want me to read it.
All right, go for it.
He said, due to the announcement of the mighty Matt Cameron choosing to step down from the Pearl Jam throne that he has had for the last 27 years, there's been much talk of my drumming and what if and would may never be of late. I thought I would take the opportunity to share some recent and past works with all of you that have bombarded my Facebook and Instagram message with literally thousands of posts, messages, and emails, hoping that I would call Pearl Jam and attempt to reconcile with them. To be clear, I have nothing to reconcile with them about. My firing from the band and the subsequent trials and tribulations caused by the action of the band's management and the band's old label that made things challenging for me weren't completely my doing. With the exceptions of some petty comments and actions that I never quite understood or expected, I have never placed blame and harbored resentment towards the members of the band. I have been blessed to have participated in some remarkable musical projects with remarkable people over the last 30 post-Pearl Jam years. Although I never truly understood what was so important to destroy the musical chemistry we had back then, it is what it is and I can't do anything about it. At least nothing that I can figure out. The years since 1995 have served me well towards growing as a person and a player. It seems the guys in the band matured and grew up as much as I did, but the fact that I haven't had any personal contact with any of them leads me to believe that the water under the bridge runs too deep and too icy for there to be any reconnection or reconciliation. This is a shame and saddens me greatly. I know I could and would have much to contribute if indeed the call came, but sadly I don't see that happening. He then goes on to list, the quite literally dozens of projects that he's contributed to and worked on over the last 30 years, both on the drum kit and in the studio. And then he said, and so many more. Plus, to add to the personal aspects of my life, blessed with a beautiful and talented daughter, overcoming substance abuse, embracing insanity and coming out on the other side, working in the field of recovery, legal issues, a failed marriage. Needless to say, music is still very important and a continued passion without any doubt. My drumming and passion for giving it all is still as powerful as ever. I wish Pearl Jam and its organization continued success, and I do hope that there will come a day that we can connect again on some level. All that being said, I do ask that you please stop sending me messages asking and telling me to contact their management. I appreciate and understand your desire to see what would come out of that reunion musically. I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious also. With much love and appreciation, Dave.
All right.
There you have it. Dave wants you to stop.
Heard him. Eddie, call him. Dave's ready. He's not going to come asking. He wants you to come say, let's get back together.
It's just like the fact that like 30 years has gone by and this still continues to be like litigated and relitigated is kind of like, just let both sides have peace, especially Dave, man. Like he has gone on to do so much, and he's not just, his title is not exclusively what he did for 4 years in the early 90s. He's a whole person and he's lived 30 years of life beyond that. So but I mean he who knows? It would be cool if they could be epic. If there was some sort of reconciliation, at least in personal conversations to have had, because they did spend a lot of time together, but I can't really. It's kind of feel out of place trying to comment on that because I don't know any of the parties involved. But I know even on Grunge Bible, when I posted the statement, everyone was like, call Dave.
Yeah, we can't call him.
Yeah. One of the funniest ones was somebody commented and they're like, call up Jack Irons and let's do a part 2 of No Code. And somebody was like, dude, he literally left the band because he didn't like touring. What makes you think that 30 more years of life would have changed that?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. So, he still doesn't like touring.
Yeah. So who's to say what'll happen? But I don't even really care about the speculation. I just kind of taken some time to listen to a bunch of stuff that Matt Cameron's done. Obviously, Skinyard, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and we were talking. I even found out that he drummed at the first ever Queens of the Stone Age show in 1997. Like there was just a period of time where, like, if you needed a drummer, if you needed somebody to kind of sit in and help out a little bit, Matt Cameron was your guy. And reliable as ever, seemingly a really, really great person too. I've never really heard anybody say anything bad about him, and I really admire what he's been able to do, over his career.
Yeah, I think that retirement sounds good. I mean, yeah, when you break it down with talking about Taylor and Chad and 60-year-olds drumming like they do, I mean, that is so intense, and they are asked a lot. And I'm just thinking, like, I mean, Pearl Jam asks a lot for, he asks a lot of himself when he gets behind the kit. So
yeah, man,
he's always got to do a lot, and I don't see. I think he'll come back. We'll see him play drums. Obviously,
Yeah, I'm sure
he's not gonna be
there's-
done because the drums are. I mean, this is his life, and it built his life, and he, it's always you always have a connections with that in the music. So he'll play some stuff.
He'll be around,
Yeah,
I don't think we'll see him again as a part of a band with consistent touring obligations. But that chapter's closed.
I don't think Pearl Jam's done.
I don't think so either.
They're gonna find a way to do. Eddie's gonna keep playing, and if they do something a little different, and it'll be fine. And maybe it won't be steady tours all the time, but they'll do a few shows here
every few years. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I agree.
You didn't miss your opportunity if you're out there thinking that you missed your opportunity. I think you'll still have some more, but as we like to say, don't wait. If there is an opportunity close to you, just go and do it, because you never know when you might have regrets for not going to a show. And although you might think you'll miss the money, in 5 years you'll be like, I wish I didn't have the money, right? I wish I didn't have that extra.
I mean, let's face it, if you don't spend it on going to the show, like, you're probably not going to save it anyways. You're going to spend it on something else. So that was the cool thing in the comment section and the various threads about Matt's leaving Pearl Jam. There were so many people that said, I hadn't had the chance to see Pearl Jam either ever or in so long, and none of the Dark Matter tour shows were near me, so I decided to buy a plane ticket to go to Pittsburgh or wherever and see them. And they're like, now I'm so happy that I did. Like, I was happy already, but this just obviously makes me even more grateful that I was able to. So you really do never know. So if there's somebody out there, I think it's worth looking into for sure.
His stuff with Soundgarden was so...
Dude,
electric.
I still can't get over Jesus Christ pose.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see the isolated drum track pose? So
yeah, man.
There's something about... I really... Like, the part I love about Matt Cameron, I mean, like, he's himself through and through with these two bands, but, like, the Soundgarden era, and then, like, moving and, like, fitting into Pearl Jam and just, like, elevating them, like, the difference is, it's just so beautiful. It's such a beautiful display of, like, skill.
Yeah.
Like what he did with Soundgarden, and like the drum heavy or drum focused tracks, and obviously a little bit of a different genre, a lot heavier and psychedelic and whatnot. And then going to Pearl Jam and just being like an absolute train engine in the background, and like what he did, and like
technician
supporting the solos, supporting the jams differently. It's such a fun career to look back on. Like, there's so many different pockets that you can go listen to and appreciate.
Yeah, and there's so much music, there's so many live shows, so many moments, and once again, just kind of grateful that we have the opportunity to sit back, look back, and appreciate this body of work and celebrate it. That while Matt's retiring, he's not going anywhere, so to speak.
I wonder how many shows he played with Pearl Jam.
Dude,
a quick chat GPT search. Yeah. How many, he probably played 5,000? Do you think, is that possible?
27 years is a long time.
27 years. Like, how many shows? I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
I'm going to see if I can, I don't know, man.
Because he added up, like a 3-hour show. If he played 1,000 shows, that's...
I just found a Reddit comment with Matt having played over 1,000 live shows since joining Pearl Jam in '98. So it's over 1,000. Yeah.
So if you multiply that by 3 hours to the average,
it's
concert,
crazy.
3,000 hours of live performance.
That's without sound checks, without rehearsals, without
plus
studio
10
time,
years,
writing.
10 years and they got 10 years of Soundgarden. So I'm just thinking of if you're talking about like 10,000 hours
physical
perfecting
toll,
perfecting your craft, like he probably has like 10,000 hours of actual performing on stage.
I mean, that dude had 10,000 hours probably before he even stepped on on the drum riser for Soundgarden, let alone Pearl Jam. And I mean, just this is people always talk about excellence in action and like who the greats are. Like, well, with Matt, like, you've been looking at one for the last 40 years.
Yeah,
that's him.
It's definitely cool. I'm definitely gonna be Yeah, I don't know. Watching videos of him drumming a little bit, more and seeking out those, the quirky, like, oh yeah, first Kaya show there he is, or first Queens of the Stone Age that is.
Yeah,
like
I found a SoundCloud upload
settings.
of that. I got to give it a listen later this afternoon of the first Queens show. But yeah, gonna be taking a deep old dive into the archive. But sad, man, end of an era.
It is, like I said, I don't think it's going to be too final. We're going to see Pearl Jam still, and we're going to see Matt Cameron once in a while. But the problem is, there's going to be a lot more time in between those things. And this first break will probably, it'll be 2 years if I had to guess, right, or something. It's going to
be a while.
He's going to take his time. He's going to go and live off the land for a little bit, and that's cool. He earned it.
Absolutely,
I'm jealous.
Yeah, dude, me too.
I'm jealous. Like
I had a long way to retirement.
This is the first step of getting off grid, is retiring from the band you've been with for 27 years.
100%, man. Well,
so I'm sure we'll be talking more about this later. So don't worry, we'll have more. We'll have a little different perspective and insights, and maybe get into some of the different Matt Cameron zones over the years, and who knows where the conversation will go, but it'll be fun doing it. So stay tuned.
You better believe it, man. All right. Quick songs of the week before we head on out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've taken like the last 2 weeks off. I feel like.
Yeah, we've been on sabbatical.
Yeah. I'd like to go on sabbatical.
Me too. I'm tired.
I would like to go on a sabbatical.
I'm pretty tired.
I don't even remember the last song I said. Did I say? I think it was the band. It was Caravan.
Oh, I think that's what you selected. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you're looking, I can go.
I have one, and I was gonna send it to you today. I was gonna send it to you a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I know it's a song that you know, but I was gonna say that this is my favorite R.L. Burnside song right now.
Fuck yeah!
And that is "Someday Baby."
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, it is. It's Dude, very good.
R.L. Burnside was the man.
Yeah, I put it on one of our playlists that we were going to listen to together, but we haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the time when we can listen to some RL together.
That's huge.
I've only gotten into him a little bit, but somehow he came up on that song came up, and I was
oh, he's never far away. He's always kind of around the corner in that alley that you have to walk past on your way home from the bar. That's awesome.
He's always a few separations on whatever algorithm you're on.
Some would say that R.L. Burnside is inevitable.
That's good.
That's pretty great. Man, that's great. I love that. My song of the week is going to be a Pearl Jam song that Matt Cameron wrote the music and also helped write the lyrics for. It is the song "You Are" from Pearl Jam's album Riot Act, which came out in 2002. It's just kind of like a funky, weird song. Boom Gasper does quite a bit in the song too, which is pretty sick. But I think it was Matt Cameron's first writing credit in Pearl Jam. I could be wrong. I'm probably very wrong, but it's a significant one, and I don't know any other time that he contributed on lyrics as well. So good one to check out as we engage in the Matt Cameron retrospective here. But that's about it. I'm going to be listening to some R.L. Burnside first, though.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you know right where to go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
all right.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for another episode, spending some time. They said summer's coming and going, and
it happens fast.
It's fast and it's slow all at once. So we're keeping the episode short, but we will be here each week. So keep tuning in. We'll do our best, and don't worry, we're gonna give some good stuff here soon. So
right on.
All right, everybody.
All right, take care, everyone. Rock and roll.
Have a wonderful week. See ya.
See ya.